listening to that song. It says it all. I can sit down. We can just enjoy that. Thank you so much. How are you all doing this morning?
Great.
Yeah? Good. It's good to be back with you. I always enjoy coming here. I find that as soon as I walk through the doors, I meet the warmth of this community, and I'm reminded of what matters. I'm reminded of the beauty in this world. So it's a joy to be with you. Just before I got up, I was speaking with another person here, and we were talking about life these days and all the changes. You know, there's so much change, and we're in this time of rapid acceleration change, and it's like you just can't keep up. You try to, and you can't, and then you turn your phone on, you listen to the news, you talk to your neighbor, and the next thing you know, it just feels like it's too much. It feels overwhelming. And it's really easy to feel like change is happening to us, and that we feel powerless. Does anybody else feel like this sometimes? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel powerless oftentimes because the change feels like it's coming at me. And I have to remind myself that change doesn't happen to us. Change is happening through us. And ultimately, I am not in control of what's going on outside in this world. I cannot change other people. I can't change what happened. I certainly can't change what never happened. I can't be that person. But what I can do is meet it. And the way that I meet it is what really ultimately matters. So I'm the change. And as soon as I go from that energy of change is happening to me, which is that feeling of victim, feeling powerless. And then I remember, okay, I can't control any of that, and it's not my job to control that. It's not my job to fix other people. My focus is on my direct connection with Source. And emphasis there on direct. It's my connection with the divine. And when I remember that, then I move out of that state of powerlessness into an alignment with the power of the divine, the power of light that is in me. And as soon as I do that, and it's that state of, acceptance, accepting what is. And that's not condoning bad behavior. I think we all understand that, but it's that acceptance. This is where we're at. This is what's going on. When I can go there, I can relax with the change. I can open up. I feel like I'm more available to clarity, to wisdom, to guidance. And that's where I need to be. And that's what I loved about the song, is let go, let God, surrender. It's not a passive thing at all. It's an active engagement. It's a powerful choice to align with a higher divinity and power and co-create. Because in this short little conversation that we had, I was saying we were built for this. Is it easy? No. Is it painful at times? Yes. Do we have to suffer? No. It's really a question of moment by moment, where are we placing our focus? How are we meeting what's coming towards us? And this morning, as I was thinking about this talk, I was remembering something my dad had said to me many years ago. I was getting on a plane, and my dad was never one for talking. He'd write little notes, put it in an envelope, and tell me to read it on the plane, because wherever I lived was always 30-some hours of travel, which was really wise on his part, because I was sitting with this on the plane. And this particular one has stayed with me. And he wrote down, have no expectations, make no assumptions, and I will live a more peaceful life. And he was referencing my relationship. I was going off into a marriage, and it was wonderful marriage advice. Have no expectations, make no assumptions. That's huge. But I think of this in the way that I relate to life. I think about this in the way that I relate to all of my situations and everything that's going on. When I see what's going on in the news, when I see what's going on around me, when I see what's happening and I can't control it, there's a part of me that holds an expectation. It should be better. How did it get like this? This shouldn't be happening. There's an indignation in me because of bad behavior. And when I'm holding myself to a higher standard, there's a part of me that is judging those that are not. And I'm not feeling good about this. This is a true confessional Sunday morning we're doing here. I am struggling with this, you know? That's the expectation. I cannot change what's going on. And I also can't make any assumptions because sometimes things are not what they appear at all. Gifts come in very unusual ways. And I was thinking about this morning because when Reverend Liz had called me and said, "What do you want to talk about?" I was not having a good day. I was not. And I said, when life gives you lemons and you reach for the hard lemonade. I shortened it to when life gives you lemons, but you now have the working title. And I was thinking about this because I also had a person write to me this week, and they asked me this question, and I've been sitting with this question because she's going through such a hard time. And she wrote a long length of what she was going through, and at the very end she had a question for me, and that question was, does it have to be so hard? Why does it feel like we have to break in order to open? And can't we just flow? And I was like, oh, we could talk about this forever. When we're looking at what's going on that we cannot control, everything outside of us, our control is our relationship with the divine. It's that source. And so, to me, when I'm feeling broken, when I'm seeing the brokenness around me, I feel it. And it breaks my heart. It all breaks my heart. The things that I cannot change. The things I wish could be different. It breaks my heart. And that brokenheartedness is a deep and profound pain. We're all living with it because we're looking at a world around us that is mirroring back profound brokenness. And that brokenness is part of life. It's part of why we're here. We didn't come here to continue the same patterns that we know are not healthy. We're living in a society and at a time when it's revealing to us what doesn't work. And so it's really easy to get lost in that pain. And that pain is a place where, I don't know about you, but I dip my toe in there and it's just like I'm down the drain really quickly. And then as soon as I'm down that drain, all I can think about is the pain. All I can think about is all my own scars. So what I do personally is I have to remind myself to get out of the question of why is this happening? You know, as soon as I go into that, does anybody else ever do that? Why is this happening? Why? Every time I ask the question why, I'm in a place of judgment. And that's not helping anybody. Because I know that for myself, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here. Yeah, literally. I am here because I chose to be who I am in truth. I've chosen to meet everything in my life from a place of wanting to go higher, to be free of the pain, to be free of the trauma and the lingering stories. It's not that they didn't exist, it's that I want to meet them from a place of grace and truth. And I want to be able to feel ease, equanimity, peace, freedom. So when I go into the why is this happening, that's my little violin for Danielle, and it's no good. I need to move from that. It's not so much about why is this happening, it's what is this here to reveal? What is this here to reveal? And that's a big one. Yeah, I've just heard the sigh. I love that. Because it opens it up right away. It's no longer a judgment, it's more of an inquiry. I want to meet it. Oh, I lost the mic. All right. We're doing this without a mic. Let's use this one. Why is this happening? Is a different energy to what is this wanting to reveal? Is this what's happening?
Green light.
Yeah, it's on. Yeah, there we go. Green light's on? Okay, there we go. What is this wanting to reveal? And when I'm thinking about what is this wanting to reveal, right away I'm going into that, what's going on outside of me, pointing my finger, they. And it's more about what is this revealing in me? What is this wanting to reveal in me? And let me tell you, it's revealing a lot. Because what I'm noticing is that I'm triggered by bad behavior. And then what it does is it's bringing up in me my woundedness. It's bringing up the times when I was not feeling safe, when I have been attacked, when I have been judged, when I have felt unsafe to be who I am. And that's what it's revealing. And guess where I'm focused? I realize that it's not focusing on what's going on outside. That's my job. I need to clear this. I need to clear this old residual pain and trauma and stories inside of me so that I can feel free, so that I can feel like I can get to a place of clarity. Because I cannot address what's going on outside of me with other people until I'm at a place of anchored centeredness. There's a beautiful quote from Michael Singer that hit me like a bomb when I heard it. What is in front of you is not bothering you. You are bothering yourself about what is in front of you. I feel like he said, Danielle. Did you hear that, Danielle? So I have a situation at the moment that I'm dealing with, and I'm going to call it my beautifully challenging assignment. And the reframe is really important because I can go into the why, and you go into the story, right? You go into the story. But when I go back into my willingness and wanting to get into my light and into my power, and when I want to get into that place of having some clarity around it, I ask myself the question, this is my beautifully challenging assignment. It's beautiful because I know that I am committed on expanding. I am committed no matter what to going higher. I'm committed to liberating myself from these old, lingering pains and stories that are getting triggered. It's challenging because, hello, have you seen the news? And it's my assignment. And I think of it as my assignment because I am spirit having a human experience. And a human experience is messy. I mean, I sometimes, honestly, as a sideline, I was laughing about this the other day to myself. I was thinking about all these interdimensional beings and extraterrestrials that are probably watching us going, every morning turning on the news as the world turns. Oh, no, they didn't. Oh, yes, they did. What are they going to do next? I mean, like when you think about it, the madness. The madness is either driving us to tears or we get to this place of going, holy hot potatoes. You can't make this stuff up. So my beautifully challenging assignment, currently, for the last 2 years, I've had a neighbor who is a very deeply, deeply unhappy individual. Truly, deeply unhappy. And they are so fixated on their unhappiness. They're so deeply in their unhappiness. They appear to derive all their energy and effort into spreading that unhappiness. I mean, they get an A for effort, if you ask me. And I am not the first person that they have done this to or harassed. I have neighbors that have actually called police, moved. But I'm the flavor of the month, and it appears I've been the flavor of the month for well over 1.5 years now, which means that I am constantly being filmed, I am constantly being had letters of complaint written up about me. And it's all about, ironically, weird, strange things like access to public water hoses, which, if you know a little bit about my story, I spent 7 years traveling the world only working with water, healing water, working with water. I now live in a place where I am being harassed because I want to use a public water spigot to water pollinator plants. I mean, you got to kind of laugh about this as the world turns. So this is my beautiful, challenging assignment. And what I'm noticing is that I cannot control the situation. And it's ironic because I realize this individual is wanting to control community property. And I can understand that need to want to control what hurts you, or to be so upset that you want the world to be different. But it's not an outside job, it's an inside job. We cannot fix anybody else, we cannot change anyone else. We need to go within and see what we can release. And so for myself, when I was saying that I've been looking at this and looking at my own woundedness, how do you deal with something that is constant and not changing? I don't have the answer. I don't. I'm just doing it. I'm working on this. This is the path, right? This is the path. I'm going to come back to it. Yeah. What I am doing ultimately is just meeting the woundedness within myself and taking responsibility for how I feel. And taking a big pause, a step back, and not reacting. Now, that's been my mode of operation for quite a long time, neutrality. And the thing that's interesting is that sometimes when you are holding neutrality and you are holding that light, that just makes the darkness angrier. You know, darkness needs to feed. It's hungry. It's a hungry beast. And it feeds on any other kind of darkness. When I get triggered, I'm feeding the darkness. We do not want to feed the darkness, do we? Every time I get triggered by this individual, I realize, I'm feeding the darkness. I go back into feeling what I'm feeling, and I'm breathing it out. And we're going to do that together shortly. This is what I do. It's just keep meeting it and keep letting it move through me and reminding myself that within me and within everything there is a perfection. There is a divinity. There is a light. I want to let go. I want to let go of these feelings. And these feelings that have been buried deep within me, that are keeping me from holding my light. So while I cannot change anybody else, I am focused on changing myself. And when I focus on changing myself, then I can show up in this world. I can show up in a different way. All of a sudden there's clarity where there wasn't 2 minutes ago. All of a sudden there's a strength, there's a peace, there's more openness. And I know you know what I'm talking about, which is why we're here. We're here to be this, to live this, to know this, to work this. And the beauty is we're not doing it alone, as much as it is an inside job. Each one of us is doing it, but then there are all these beautiful lights all around the world that are doing this as well. And sometimes it feels like you're totally alone in it. And that's also part of the wound, right? That's part of the wound, feeling that you're not supported. It certainly has been one that's been coming up for me, that I'm not supported. And then I'm like, I've got to get back into what is this revealing? What it's revealing is that wound. And that's another wound that I breathe and I give up. And I keep giving it up. And I love that song for that. I am surrendering what does not serve me anymore. I am choosing. I am a conscious creator in this world. And I am choosing to embody the divine. I'm not a fighter. Never have been a fighter, but I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior of light. And it's that reminder I call on the light. I breathe the light in. I allow that light. And I'm asking that light to lead me. So do I have any answers? No. I just know that this is the only way. This is the only way that works for me, is to keep meeting what's coming up and keep processing it through. And I gotta tell you honestly, sometimes it just feels like a huge septic tank and I'm digging it out with a baby spoon. You know, I'm just, here I am, you know. And there's this thought in your head that I get sometimes, I should know better. I've been doing this for so long. This is what I'm here for. If you choose to be light and to embody light, you're going to be making lemonade out of lemons. It's a job description. It's part of what we're here. And it's part of us also choosing to no longer carry the wounds and the patterns. The only difference between myself and my neighbor is that I'm not fixated on my darkness. My neighbor is. I cannot change that. God knows I have blessed, I have prayed, I am sending God over there all the time. You know, I am. I got friends doing this with me. I even called up some Buddhist monks asking if they would come and pray for the community. It's just like I'm doing, but I am working to keep my oxygen mask on. And I realize I cannot look at what other people's bad behavior is. I need to see what that bad behavior is doing for me. And so that I can focus on me releasing the parts of me that do not feel seen, that do not feel valued, that do not feel like I'm enough, that do not feel safe. That's what I need to do. That's my full-time job. And I'm going to pause this for a minute because I know I have a certain amount of time, and I always forget to look. How are we doing for time?
We're good.
We are?
15 minutes.
Oh, we got 15 minutes? Okay, what are we going to talk about now? You know, I'm laughing about a situation that I had many years ago. I had a person come to see me when I was working in New York, and she said, I just want to be light-filled. You know, you're just so loving, you're so light. I want to be like you. And I thought, and then we began the work. And in the work that I do with people, I ask them to set an intention. And then often when I'm doing the healing work, Spirit comes in and sings through me. And what we're doing is we're really working at a deep, profound soul level with the individual. I don't know what we're doing. That's not my job. My job is to hold the space for a person to self-heal and meet the divine. So I did this work with them. It was beautiful. It was profound. Off they went. I get a phone call a week later. Boy, is she upset. She told me about her week. She had had a week unlike anything I'd ever heard before. It was just bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom, all kinds of challenges. And she's telling me all of this, and she says, you know, I asked, this is not what I asked for. And I'm like, well, what did you ask? You know, because when we start and I ask people to hold an intention, I'm not asking them to tell me. I'm asking them to tell Source. Source is going to work with them. And I said, what was your intention? And she said, well, my intention was to be fully loving. And I'm like, well, boy, everything that she had gone through that week, it's easy to see that as, why is this happening? But in truth, she had declared, I am ready to hold light. I am ready to say yes to love. I am ready to be an embodiment. And it's like Source was like, well, okay. Let's give you this, 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 and this, and this, and we'll keep you going. It's so good. I mean, it's like being a human angel. I can't remember what her name is. There's a beautiful lady who works with the angels in Ireland, and she said there's all these unemployed angels, and we have to put them to work. And I think this woman was like, I'm going to be a human angel, and they were like, oh, good, here's the workload. you know? So often when we sit there and go, why me? It's not the right question. Not for where you want to go. The right question is, what is this revealing to me? What is it that I am choosing? What is important in my life? And I don't know about you, but I know that for me, the only thing that is important is going higher. And every time I'm able to lift myself a little higher, then I can address the things that feel so dense and hard, and hopefully bring a little light to them. And that's all I want in my own life. I was very fortunate to have had my life implode when I was 32 and got really sick with the cancer, and then 9/11. I've talked to you guys about all of that and being there. It was a really good wake-up call. You know, I don't say these things lightly when I say that darkness can serve the light. It's not a rainbow-colored, oh, just bless it and it'll all go away. This is not what I'm talking about. This is the deepest teaching. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong. I am bothered. When I am bothered by the world, I am bothering myself. And that's where I am sitting. So the lemons, part of life. Part of life. It's what I do with the lemons that matters. And I am going to share this with you. I wasn't going to, but I am. A couple of weeks ago, it was a hard lemonade day. And I drove out to Tesuke to see a friend. And I was just trying to work out, how do I navigate this? Because it's just this wave after wave after wave of aggression. As soon as I walk out my door, I get it. And it's not changing. And she served me a mezcal, delightful. And we were sitting out there, and their property there's a couple of scattered old neighbors, but nobody around really. And we were out there talking about crazy neighbors, as you do. And on a Friday afternoon. And all of a sudden we hear this singing. And it's not singing like Bill, okay? That's all I can say. It's a whole nother level of singing. And she looks at me and goes, "What do you think that is?" I'm like, "It's your house." So we go around the back and, we grab our dogs. And it's really at the top of your lungs singing, bad singing. And all we can see through the junipers is these arms flailing. And somebody is out there singing at the top of his lungs, having a great time. You can clearly tell this is not a song, this is an expression of communion and joy. And so we're looking, and then here he comes, and he's just in this ecstasy. And I'm laughing because I'm remembering if anybody ever listened to that album from Sarah McLachlan, Fumbling Towards Ecstasy. This is kind of what I imagined it was. I know I'm fumbling towards ecstasy, and he comes out waving his arms and singing, and he's in his birthday suit. And he's having a great afternoon. And he is completely unaware that we are even there. I have no idea where he's come from. And I just start chuckling. And right before that, on my way there, I was asking myself, what is it that I need to see, God? Show me what I need to see. Naked desert guy is who I needed to see. And I started chuckling because I remembered, I'm like, oh, I asked what I needed to see. This is what I need to see. I wonder what people thought when Jesus came back out of the desert after 40 days. What was that like? So I went home and I was laughing, and then I realized, lighten up. Lighten up. Oh my God. Thank you, naked desert guy. Now, may the spirit of naked desert guy be on you. Let's lighten up. Let's lighten up. Let's lighten up together. So as I'm talking about these things, I'm asking you just to think right now, what is your beautifully challenging assignment? And I just want to invite you to feel into it. Feel into what is triggering you these days. It can be something that's in your own life, in your personal, direct life. It can be with the world at large. It could be many things. Lord knows, we're not picky here. Or it can be one thing in particular. But I really want to invite you to close your eyes. And I want you to just feel in to yourself. And I want you to pull up in your thoughts and in your feelings something that you feel powerless to change. And just notice in your body, where are you holding this energy? If you like, you can even place your hand there, but just allow yourself to breathe in and feel the energies of what you cannot change. Feel the sadness, feel the powerlessness, feel the anger, feel the grief.
In the center of the center, there's a light that never ends.
And you are the
Shining
center.
from
As
the
you are
center,
feeling
a
it,
light that
I
never
want you to feel
ends.
it and breathe it
In the
out.
center of the center, there's a light
Breathe
that
it out.
never
Offer it
ends.
up to the divine.
Shining from the center,
You can
a
even
light
see
that
it as an
never
iceberg.
ends. Shining,
Let the light melt
shining,
it.
a light that never
Let the
ends.
light take it.
Shining from the center, a light that never ends.
Let your breath breathe in
Shining,
the light.
shining, a light that
And
never
as you
ends.
exhale,
Shining from
whatever
the
needs to
center,
go,
a
let
light
it
that
go.
never ends.
Just let it
In
go.
the center of the center, there's a light that
Just
never
breathe
ends.
in the light.
Shining from the
And let it
center, a
melt.
light that
Let
never
it go.
ends. In the center of the center, there's a light that never ends. Shining from the center, a light that never ends.
You are the light.
Shining, shining,
You
a
are the
light that
light.
never ends.
Breathe it in.
Shining from the center, a light that never ends. Shining, shining, a light that never ends. Shining from the center, a light that never ends. In the center of the center, there's a light that never ends. Shining from the center, a light that never ends.
You are the light.
In the center of the
Breathe it
center,
in.
there's a light that never ends.
Breathe it in.
Shining
Come back
from
into
the
your center.
center, a light that never ends.
You are the light.
Shining, shining, a light that never
Let it all
ends.
go.
Shining from the center, a light that
Let the
never
light
ends.
melt it.
Shining, shining, a light that never ends. Shining from the center, a light that never ends. In the center of the center, there's a light that never ends. Shining from the center, a light that never ends. In the center
Let your
of
breath
the
breathe
center,
in
there's
the
a
divine.
light that never ends.
Receiving the
Shining from
divine,
center,
receiving the
a
light.
light that never
Coming
ends.
back into your center.
Shining, shining, a light that never ends. Shining from the center, a light that never ends. Shining, shining, a light that never ends. Shining from the center, a light that never ends. In the center of the
Just let it
center,
all go.
there's a light that never ends.
Let it be. Give it back to
Shining
source.
from the center, a light
Surrender.
that never ends.
Let go.
In the center of the
And let God.
center, there's a light that never ends. shining from the center, a light
We're not
that
here to
never
hold
ends.
on to any of this.
Shining,
We are here to
shining,
allow the
light that
feelings to
never
come up,
ends.
to
Shining
acknowledge, to
from the
bear
center,
witness
a light that never ends.
to the human
Shining,
challenges
shining, a light
and
that
to
never
meet it
ends.
with light,
Shining
call in the
from
light,
center, a light that never
to
ends.
embody the light.
Shining, shining, a light that never ends. Shining from the center, a light that never ends. Shining, shining, a light that never ends. Shining from the center, a light that never ends.
I am light.
Shining,
And I invite you to affirm this for yourself. I am light, and light I will remain. And so it is. And so it is. So we rise together. Thank you.